Welcome to the Nerd and Geek Section podcast. This is kind of a little special podcast that we kind of did, so it's going to be extra, but we haven't recorded the podcast that we're going to do for this week. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up, but I promise we are going to have some regular Nerd and Geek Section content coming very soon. I promise. It's just this weekend has been busy for at least me. George has been, from what I understand, moving furniture, so he was tired too. So we promise we're going to have a proper Nerd and Geek Section podcast for you this week. It'll probably be around Wednesday, but I promise. So yesterday, I'm recording this on Sunday, very late at night, and there was a live event for Destiny 2. It had to do with the Almighty crashing. Yeah, I'm excited. But so George didn't watch it because he was moving furniture, like I said. So I showed him, I recorded it using Mixer, but for some reason the recording really did not come out too well. So I apologize for that as I share it to you guys on YouTube. Those listening, I'm sorry. There's going to be a little bit of a lull for you guys in the beginning, but I promise once that's over, start listening. We get into it, let's just say. But we did have a couple errors, and I want to bring them up now so that when we do make the error, you guys are able to keep with the conversation with us. First is we start talking about like expansion wise, and technically we're in the season that has not season, the year of Shadowkeep. Okay, that was the last major expansion. We've been having these little seasons, blah 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 blah. They have been horrible, but what we're really talking about is Forsaken. We start talking about Shadowkeep and Cade and all this and that, but what we really mean is Forsaken. Okay, when we finally realize we are talking about the wrong one, we kind of try to pick ourselves back up again. But when we start talking about Shadowkeep, we actually really mean Forsaken. Okay, I'm not going to go into details right now, but yeah, we're talking about Forsaken. So with that being said, welcome to the Nerd and Geek podcast. I'm Mase. Alongside me is George. Not right now, but he will be. I promise. And thank you guys so much for listening. Please stay safe and take care. Enjoy the podcast. All right, let me back this up a bit. Like all the way to the beginning.
This is your recording?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know why Mixer was having issues. I mean, here's the funny thing. So Bungie says, okay, hop on at 1 p.m. And so, of course, you're going to hop on before 1 p.m. if you're wanting to see this, right?
Yeah.
This doesn't really start until 1:30. They said they were waiting until everybody got online. What kind of corny crap is that? So,
oh man.
So everybody's here, and like I said, I don't know why my Mixer recording is it's terrible.
Gotcha.
So This is like literally a minute or two before 1. So let's hop 10 minutes from now. Like I said, for some reason my recording was bad, even though when all of this is done.
Those emotes are funny. I'm sorry.
It's like, it's weird. When all this is done, my video goes to like pristine. It's weird. Okay. So this is 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in. Let's go.
You have like the full evidence of how long this took. Like,
yeah. So okay, here,
man.
here, you can see it. You can see the Almighty right there, and what's funny is, everybody's like, well, Bungie wanted to make this more realistic. So why is it always in front of the sun for the next 2 hours?
True. Yeah.
The sun's gonna rotate.
Oh man.
So then let's go a little bit farther. Oh my gosh, look. Here they come. All the way from the top right. How many bunkers were we supposed to do? We're supposed to do 3, weren't we? 1 on Earth, 1 on the moon, and 1 on Io. So here's one set. I'm assuming this is probably from Io, right? Wouldn't you think?
From one of them.
Yeah. It's somewhere. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. Here I am dancing.
You actually sat and did this today. I saw your little thing pop up that you were broadcasting where we're at IKEA.
Oh yeah. I bet IKEA was a heck of a lot more fun than this. There were people
debatable, but I would agree probably.
there were people that were like, when it got to like an hour and a half of waiting, there were people like, oh, I could have watched this movie, or I could have watched this movie instead of just sitting here.
Wait. So this was announced at 1, and it didn't happen till what time?
Okay, it didn't happen until we didn't see action like this until about 1, like after 1:30. Okay. So
but technically, it still didn't explode.
No.
So we're just watching red lines.
Yes, red lines right now. And
which, by the way, whoever artist did this, you went all out. This looks amazing. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Just draw a couple of red streaks with a crayon on there. It looks cool. I like it.
Hey, that took a lot of work. I mean,
I agree.
Look at this. I mean, look, it's coming from the bottom left now as well. Okay, so it's coming from now 2 directions. 2 directions. These missiles on the Almighty. I still want to know where the third is.
Oh, no, it combined. You didn't see it. Yeah, you didn't see it. Yeah.
Oh, so like
it like tethered.
These, and here's the crappy thing. In all honesty, the PC port, it looked pretty good, but at least the Xbox One, we got little, like you said, crayon streaks and little dots of white light. So okay, this is about 53 minutes in. Okay, let's go up a little bit more. Okay, this is an hour and 10 in. Hour and 10.
You literally sat here from when you started broadcasting. I wasn't like leaving IKEA. We went to grab food and got home, and I think you were still streaming this.
Yes. The one saving grace was like I told you in a text, there were some old clanmates that were on. They hit me up because they saw that I was streaming and wanted to see if I was getting anything, because we were all confused. Everybody was checking Twitter. Everyone was checking, anything they could to try to get some kind of answer from Bungie, wondering what is going on. Are we getting a cutscene? Is it just going to explode? We were left in the dark.
Yeah.
Was it someone one of the community people who do the TWAB, where it was like, oh, this is the Almighty is really big, so it's gonna take a while, so just sit back and grab some popcorn and enjoy it. And I'm thinking, this isn't a movie, dude. We're like literally watching paint dry.
My thing is like, again, I understand, right, that this game has fans and everything, but when do these games start considering like regular people that have like regular jobs in real life? I could not have justified to my that I didn't spend time with like my wife and son or something because I wanted to sit here for an hour and a
Oh,
half
oh, oh,
and
oh,
watch lights go past each other. Like,
oh,
no.
oh. I Dude, I can't tell you. I had a pet sit at 12:15, so I wanted to grab something for lunch. I grabbed Subway and then I raced home. And I raced home to this. I literally, my whole time, my downtime for the day literally was watching this. I
That's something you
am
never get back either.
Yeah,
Never.
no,
Never.
and people are like, oh, well, this was so awesome being able to watch this happen, and everybody's just like, dude, this could have happened in like
A
15
cutscene.
minutes.
You could have
A
made it a
cutscene.
cutscene.
Yeah,
Log
something.
on, go to the tower, quick 2-minute cutscene. Ikora and everybody else in the tower standing together, watching it go down. It looks cool. Move on. Like
Oh, oh, oh.
this seeing it live thing did nothing for. I mean, I don't know.
No.
I don't want to sound salty, right? And hate from be the negative one. So I'll devil's advocate, right? If you're a huge fan, this might have been a cool moment. You got to like be part of it in a way. Cool, congratulations. But there's like this to me, this is like a failed attempt at just like
Look,
I know
look,
everybody's mad at us right now, but this will make us talk good, give us good talk. Wow,
look,
that is
look.
terrible.
And notice how it was like sideways. Now all of a sudden this big huge thing appears after an hour and a half of waiting for something to happen. This has officially entered the atmosphere out of nowhere, and here it comes. I don't know.
Dude, I feel you. There's no
I
I didn't even know this was happening until this morning. I saw something about it on something, one of the Twitter or whatever I was on. Because I have a Twitter account I never get on. It's basically just to give me news on like 2 of the games that I play. But I think I saw this on there. I'm like, I'm not even interested.
I
And with the hours that I put in this game, not by no means I say I'm the most, but I put enough hours to have a good opinion on how I feel about this game.
Yeah.
I think there's a place you can look how many hours you put in, but we put in some hours.
The thing that bothers me, one person on Facebook was like, well, how much money did it cost you for you to watch this? I'm thinking, let's
Between
see, how much did
electricity,
Destiny 1 cost, all the expansions, Destiny 2? I'm like, no, just let alone this season. Yeah, in order for me to see this and understand it, yeah, I paid money. I don't care what you say. And this was not worth the time well spent. It just proves that Bungie knows how to waste our time in this game.
even with those puzzles, like they think they bring the community together, but when they use this word community, but honestly, to be honest, it's small. Like that community they talk about that does
Yeah,
the puzzles, it's small. Like I always feel they forget about like the people with lives, man. Like I get those people that like to grind, cool, good for them. Like have stuff for them, but they forget about the people that work, right? That actually keep like really fund your games. These are the ones that are buying it. These aren't the
right.
kids that mom and dad buy their games for. Like these are the people that buy the deluxe editions. You know, people that work are the ones that get those things. But you can't
Exactly.
you grind to like there's the grind just gets unreal.
I love how these people start backing off because there was a shockwave, and like they were gonna die or something. We're guardians, for crying out loud. We get revived, and they're backing up. And so yeah, that was it. That was it.
Wow.
And okay, here's the thing. This is where Bungie could have been like, okay, for those of you who waited, watch this in the tower, you can get an emblem. Because part of the tower, Zavala says some stupid stuff. And then see, look how pristine this looks now. You know?
Yeah, so that really took some hit on the graphics, huh? The other thing.
Yeah.
The whole event, yeah.
So where is it? Basically in front of Zavala, and of course debris is still falling. But okay, it must have been before this. Yeah, I don't know what in the world happened to all this, but over here, is my mouse showing?
Yeah.
Okay, over here, the tower got a little bit damaged. So if you go down here and inspect, you'll get a emblem. Okay. The thing is, this emblem is available to everyone. And anyone who, you know, I was hoping, okay, they're rewarding us, you know, for watching it. Cool. But no, anyone can go down there and get it.
I get that, but I mean, like a Saturday morning when a lot of places are just lifting the like the COVID restrictions and stuff, like people are gonna be out. So I get where you're coming from, like make my time worth it, but it would have been upsetting for the many people that might have not been get on just because of life, right? Like,
right.
I just missed out on an emblem because I just happened not to be able to log on this hour. So I don't know, but I get what you're saying. Maybe have two emblems, right? Like the one you can grab for everybody and one for those that waited. I think that would have been cool at least.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I get what you're saying. I think it should have been a reward, right? Like we just wasted.
So here it is.
I'm sure they can see who logged on at what time. Like anyone I logged on from this time on or from this time before and stayed the whole time.
Yeah, but no. Oh,
our favorite game, man.
I know, right?
And the thing is, I will always love that game. Like good friends, like I got to meet you, so that's always gonna be like a blessing through there. Like G, but
yeah,
it's like it's just like Destiny 1. It was so good for a while, and then it just like I don't know, man. It just stops getting fun.
It's frustrating. I know that they said come next season things are going to change, but they also said that this previous season and it got worse, not better.
Honestly, since the whole Forge Ada thing, and that wasn't my least favorite. Like it's crazy how I hated that, and as more things came out, I didn't hate that as much. Like surprisingly. Except I will say Menagerie was probably the best thing they did.
No, that hands down that was the best that they've done.
They could have expanded on that a lot more and made it another DLC, like completely expanded on it, maybe change the bosses or add more something. Because I genuinely enjoyed that, but then they kind of messed that up too, because you're basically punishing people for using their resources that they're grinding. Like I with the whole minimizing, people were playing more with it. It's almost like, oh, they're getting too much loot. Okay, now people aren't playing it.
And it's not like we were getting the perfect roll. I mean, this is when, the static rolls pretty much disappeared, and we had to, try to get our perfect roll. And so it's not like it was hurting the system at all. Was it giving you a little bit better chance because you were able to, keep going at the chest? Yeah.
But you also had to grind those things you needed to open membered for the combination of the right weapon.
Exactly.
So like eventually you ran out. It wasn't unlimited. Like it was, you're still using your resources. So you're basically saying, look, you can spend them, but at our pace. So only one time per round. Like,
Yeah.
Now, I was cool with the first 3 being the powerful and you're done. And people were complaining, well, that was the issue. You only had to do it once and you got your 3 powerful instead of doing it 3 times. I'm like, but people were doing it like 15 times in a row, so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. So what's the difference between, okay, your first run, you only get the 1, but then you can still keep, going back, hitting that chest. And then you're still going to do it 2 more times. And especially if you want that perfect roll, you're going to keep going to do it.
Yep.
But I don't know. After watching that and dealing with that, I hit Twitter and Facebook, and oh my gosh, some of the stuff was just downright hilarious.
I didn't even look, man. I got home and we set up all the stuff. I was gonna get home and watch it tonight, watch the video, so we could talk about it and say I'd actually seen it. But this was a perfect way to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of why I did it this way.
It was just simply amazing. Like, just hats off to you, Bungie. That's all I could say.
I'm just so dumbfounded. They've heard us the past, I don't know how many months about the grind and how much time we have spent. And then they're like, come to the tower at 1. Okay, I'm there at 12:50. I'm looking up at this thing. 40 minutes later, someone tweets out, I think something's happening. What's happening? I was behind about maybe a minute behind the guys I was talking with.
Okay.
And shout out to Asima and Tommy. But so I was behind. So when they were talking about it, I kind of knew what to expect and where to look. So It was kind of nice that I wasn't recording their voices and just I accidentally was recording mine. I didn't realize I was even recording that. But I'm trying to find the Kotaku piece.
How'd they feel about it?
They were like me.
Okay.
Yeah, they were exactly like me. So
I try to play devil's advocate, man, but I just can't justify that, dude. I can't.
I am done trying to justify for Bungie. They know what to do. We're talking about a make-believe space game, and they want the missiles shot at this thing to be in real time. What? Then let alone, like I said earlier, the sun doesn't move for that hour and a half. It's like as soon as that thing starts hurling to Earth, now it's starting to get a little darker outside. It's like, Bungie, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, no, I don't. I wish I knew what was going on with them. Let me take my Zyrtec now. My allergies are killing me.
Just I don't get it. I guess I have to install a plugin for my iPad. I thought I'd have already done that. Shows the preparedness I have. Okay, so this article is downright great. The internet reacts to Destiny 2's exploding spaceship. just look at this. It just even it coming to Earth, it took a while. But some of these tweets, like, I'm not gonna say this. On YouTube, we can get away with a lot more because I make it adult only, because if you have a kid and we say one thing, we're dead. So I'll just blow that up for those who are watching on YouTube. Yeah.
That's funny though. That's funny.
then when nothing happens, so you immediately go to Twitter, and it's a guy getting on his phone.
Oh man, these are good.
Bungie, be at the tower at reset to see Rasputin shoot the Almighty. So that was a lie.
Results have returned and have determined that was a lie. No, they didn't.
Then I love this one too.
Oh man.
Let's see. There is.
I never really go on Reddit, but I can only imagine Reddit probably has some real good ones.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You're probably right.
As toxic as Reddit can be for the few times I've gone on there, I can definitely see some funny ones. I'm going to have to check those out later.
Then here's this. Guardians at the tower trying to get Rasputin to do something. It's when Cade, before he gets killed, trying to unplug everything.
Hit all of them.
In the tower like Destiny 2. Picture of Baby Yoda.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Why is all my why the book
And a brain Rasputin. It's okay, Rocky. You go when you feel like it. All right. Like I said, if you want to see some of these, you got to get on YouTube, because these are too good.
Oh man.
And then here comes some feedback. My name is Bife. For those who don't know, he does a lot of lore videos for the Destiny community.
Really good ones too.
Yeah,
really good ones.
He's very well respected. And today was his birthday too. I guess he turned 25. So he says feedback time. It's cool, but if it starts at 10 a.m. PST, it should start at 10 a.m. PST. Grace period of 5 minutes. 5 minutes. These things are like a concert. The show starts regardless of audience members not all being there. Buddy of mine had to go to work because it took so long. Then I love this one. Destiny Twitter right now. Old man yells at cloud. Got Grandpa Simpson on it.
Bro, people are just awesome with these things, man. You know what? Now I'm curious. I'm gonna bring up my Reddit on my computer real quick.
So here's another one.
I gotta see what's going on with these.
Almighty, haha, Earth, here I come. Some red lines, which is talking about the missiles, and it's a reverse card. An Uno reverse card, sorry. Nobody but Zavala has anything to say about the fact that a blown up space station just crashed into the Earth. Zavala is the only person in the tower that had something to say about it. You had all the faction leaders. You had Ikora Ray, the ship lady, even the supposed best Titan ever, Saint 14. And
hey, don't hate on Saint 14.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm saying supposed. Who knows? Maybe he's, now that he's back in the past now that he's in the future, who knows? Maybe Zavala might be the best Titan ever. We don't know. Anyways.
True. I still want to see Zavala turn dirty, though, turn bad guy.
I know.
That would make me jump back immediately last season. It would. That would make me go back.
Let's see. Oh, look, and then here's this one guy who put the what happened in Fortnite, that live concert, into Destiny.
Oh my god.
And that one Guardian stuck on the Almighty, dodging Rasputin's laser beams. Rasputin, after already missing the Almighty, but not knowing how to tell all the Guardians in the tower. This is great. Another accurate description of it.
Oh, that is so funny. See, that person and I were eye to eye on how we saw this.
Pretty much. The only thing you missed was a couple of them from down in the left corner, but yeah. It's basically, look, the picture, I can easily describe it. This is what's sad. It's basically the letter H with 5 red lines going towards the H. That's it.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I guess Reddit's down. Okay.
the Almighty took it down.
Yeah, bet you Destiny fans ruined it. they over memed it.
Oh my god.
Crashed the system, man. That's funny. That is funny.
Well, and here's the other crazy thing. A lot of people were calling this a win because it was the most watched thing on Mixer at the time and Twitch and stuff. It was over Fortnite. And I'm thinking, no, this is not a win. No, I don't take this. I really don't. People should have been watching Fortnite, not what I want my 2 hours back.
And okay, I'll be devil's advocate with those that are like just the ones that are never gonna say anything bad. Like, I get it. Bungie didn't have to do anything; they could have just blown it up and not saying anything. I get all those arguments, and there's some valid right points to some of those things. But like, ultimately, as people like me and you who've played it a lot, like I think we fall in the camp of not just regular player. I think we were like the grinders, like.
Yeah,
I mean, just
the
amount of materials and stuff we had, So like we definitely played it, like we played it.
Yeah.
So it's just frustrating to see. It's a repetitive game. We know that going in. That's not what we had an issue with.
No.
9 doing some of the same strikes and nightfalls and just switching up the modifier. That was cool. It was just this warm, not even the warm mine. I think what annoyed me was the one before. Remember, I got one of them to like level 100. Those whatever those things were.
Yeah.
Oh, for nothing, because literally it just went away. Everything I did went away. After that, that's when I was like, okay, this is not making sense. And then that whole Walmart thing came out. I wasn't able to get on Monday like everybody, or Tuesday like everybody else. I had to wait till the weekend. So I was like, I don't like this. I did not like it. The only concept I thought was cool from all of that was a summoning of that Megatron or whatever you want to call him, that robot thing that was like helping you out in the fights. And then
yeah, okay.
That was a cool. I wasn't a huge fan, but it was a cool concept.
Yeah,
like, that's different. I haven't seen it yet. I can respect the attempt of something new, even if I don't like it. I'm okay with that. But the War Mine the bounties were bad. And another thing, to be fair, the bounties that they did that were like you can complete in Crucible and PvE, that was cool.
Right.
So you can pick, for those that like to just play one or more PvP, they can get them done through that way. So I thought that was cool too. I respected that. So I'll give credit where credit's due, but that cool. 2 things. The grind was bad. The bounties were not that cool either way. You were barely leveling up. You were getting a whole bunch of random perks that, from what I was seeing, you weren't even using half of those things.
Yeah.
Just like all these new mods that came out with the last thing, no one really used those at all.
Yeah. This whole season, like this whole, whatever, this whole season model, it worked the first time they did it in a way. I wasn't a fan of it, but at least the content was steady, but it was also content that was somewhat interesting. It didn't keep us busy the entire 3 months, but at least it was something different each time. Yeah. These past 3 seasons, it was nothing but bounties, a grind, nothing. And the past 2 seasons were exactly the same. Only one were Seraph Towers, the other was the Sundials. That's you're swapping in 2 of the same things. We had to do bounties to upgrade these 2 things. Same exact thing.
It's like we talked last time. I almost would rather the game be dry for a couple months and for example, from what I'm reading, I never played Witcher and some of those other games, but from what I'm reading, when they came out with DLCs, they were like huge content DLCs. So like, if I know that the company that I'm a fan of for my game does that kind of game, does those kind of DLCs, I don't mind waiting 6-9 months. It might get a little boring those last couple months, but I don't think Destiny needs to worry like we're gonna lose our fans. No,
Right.
some of them might just be like, look, I'm gonna play a little, take advantage, play some other games, and as soon as you come with the DLC, I'm coming right back. But I think they're just so focused on keeping people that what they're doing is losing them, because every DLC you see it with YouTubers and just people we know. Every DLC comes out, people are like, I'm just done.
Yep.
You know, even some of our friends.
And let alone some of the jokes that me and the other guys we were talking about earlier when we were watching the paint dry was like, oh, well, you know, they haven't given us the name of the next season. Well, maybe this thing's just going to come hurl towards us, and that's why it's Season of Redacted, because they're ending it now. You know, we haven't gotten anything for the next 2 months, and the season ends on Tuesday. Usually we're getting something halfway through each season, knowing what is coming next. You know, we paid, was it $40 for the season? No, I take that back. I think it was 60, wasn't it?
Yeah, we paid 60. Yeah,
it was 60, and I don't mind doing that because it's a game I love. You know, exactly. But this has been the first time where, to me, the whole series of DLC has just been horrible. I'd rather have Osiris for an entire season. I think I lost you.
I can hear you.
Oh, there you go. I'd rather have that DLC from Osiris for a whole year over what we had just gone through.
Gotcha.
Not the Osiris with the sundial. I'm talking the actual second. Was it the first expansion?
Oh, the Osiris, the one that Osiris came out and they added, was it not Mars, Mercury?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that worst DLC.
Worst DLC, but I would rather have that over everything we have had.
That just came out.
This whole season we paid $60 for.
I agree, and that's hard to say because that was not great.
That was horrible. Yeah, because our hopes were up so high because, all right, we get to see the coolest warlock ever, and he ends up just being like an Obi-Wan Kenobi that knows nothing. That keeps screwing the timeline up over and over and over.
I like that. That's a good reference. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi that knows nothing. At least Obi-Wan Kenobi knew what he was doing. So no, it was bad. It was bad, and I think that one was not great. And then the one with Anna Bray wasn't terrible. I think the Escalation Protocol kind of made that one okay after you were able to beat it, because I didn't like the whole meet with 3 random people and hopefully you get 3 more, and that I didn't like. I wish it would have been more matchmaking. That was always my issue with that one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bad season. Shadowkeep was fantastic. Shadowkeep is what gave me like that false hope that Bungie might have their stuff together with DLCs now.
Yeah, because exactly.
It had 2 planets, a lot to do. The storyline actually was decent. You know, I'm not saying it was the greatest, but with the Barons and all that, it made work. You know, it worked. And then the Dreaming City.
We had so much to do, and there were so many secrets.
Yeah.
You know, we got the one sniper. What's it called? Black something. Black. Spindle? Yeah. Spindle. You know, we got that quest, and that was just. I had never worked so hard on something in Destiny till that came around.
Yeah.
And I used to, you know, I would take people through all of the Destiny 1 raids, teach them every single little thing so that they knew exactly what they do when they went through the second time.
Exactly.
And that Black Spindle was just, oh my gosh. I still love doing that. It's as crazy as it sounds. It's one of the worst platformer parts in. Well, no, I take that back. Outbreak Prime is the
Oh yeah, no,
worst
by far, yeah, no,
platformer.
yeah.
But
But at that time though, it was the worst. It really was.
yeah.
And the legit wallway, oh my goodness. Like
Oh
to get the
man.
chest and go, yeah, that that sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sucked
But
for
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know. Today I, I don't understand why they wanted to try to go realism,
Yeah,
like, bring it real something real into Destiny 2 when we're talking about this being almost a space cowboy type of game. And for us to sit there for an hour and a half, when even 30 minutes, I would have been fine with 30 minutes. But when me and my friends were putting our finger up on the TV to see if the stinking missiles are moving, that's bad.
that is bad.
That gave me nightmares from back from like Windows 95 when you're putting your finger up to the PC to see where you're at with the download.
Yes. Yes, that I do remember. That I do
Oh,
remember.
that's what we were comparing this to.
With the good old AOL dial up. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
My one buddy, he's like, he put a piece of tape up and he's like, yeah, they're moving very slowly, but they're moving. And so I get my character, like I said, like there was like a pole that was like right beside. So I get my character and I like line it up to where that pole is to see if anything is moving. We shouldn't have to do that, George. You should not have to do that.
No, that's bad. Like that creates no anticipation. Like that all that goes is like, okay, no, this is taking too long. Like you ruined it.
And then let alone we're looking at it and it's covering the sun and it's like at an angle, hang on. It's like that angle or something like that. And then all of a sudden when it blows up, it's like at a different angle.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing was just honestly it should have been a cutscene.
Yeah.
As cool as they were, I maybe try to get what they were going for with the community getting all involved and all that good stuff. I think a cutscene would have been much better. It would have looked cooler. You could have shown the war mines going off, the missiles approaching, everybody in the tower watching. Like that you could have made it way more dramatic with a scene.
Yeah.
Because what you really did was just like the community was involved, and half are like, "This is so cool," and the other half are like, "What did I just waste my whole hour and a half for?"
Exactly.
So
what they should have done is in Shadowkeep when they beat the raid and it started that weekly thing, we got a cutscene for it and everything. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, that
I understand that maybe they want to maybe they think they're trying to compete with Fortnite or something, but they need to get Fortnite out of their head. They cannot be an MMORPG and trying to compete with a game like Fortnite that's having live concerts on their game. They're two separate games, and I feel like they're trying to reach like all these different little things to make make Destiny, available for everyone. But they've already proved at the beginning of Destiny 2, it can't happen.
No, Destiny, like it or not, and it sucks to place them in categories, but Destiny 2 is kind of a niche game. It really is. It really is because it's MMO-ish with like Call of Duty-ish, but not quite. Like it's a mix of some, but it really is its own niche because when it comes to Destiny, I always hear one of two things. I like it or I wasn't a fan. I don't really hear like, or what I really do hear is like, it was cool. Like I beat the story, but that whole thing, the end game thing's like, no, not for me.
Right.
So that's what a lot of people kind of got from it.
It's like if you're a PvP player, you want trials. Okay?
Exactly.
If you are going for the story, you want to do the raids. But then this is where everything gets interesting. The raids and trials are for I'm going to say the elite, the niche player. The one that is able to spend 2 to 4 hours in a game and they went and they tried getting the casual player base, and they've done it twice. Whether they want to admit it or not, they've done it twice. They did it with Destiny 2 when it first came out.
Yep.
And then they did it when it was free to play.
Yep.
It doesn't work that way.
Nope.
They even admitted before they went free to play, we were wrong. We need to stick to the hardcore Destiny players. And they said it, and it was like, yes, finally, thank you. They didn't stick to it at all whatsoever. None.
No, and again, I really would like to see the stats, right, on comparison of how many players, and right, and to avoid skewing numbers, like maybe we could have like a stipulation, like how many players have at least put maybe 500 hours. I think that would be fair. Maybe like, or 300 hours, something like that, enough to know that they really played it.
Yeah.
Maybe not like enough to like grind 3 characters every single week with every single thing, because those are really a far few in between.
Yeah, that's streamer level, business level.
Because even we kind of did it, and that it was hard to keep up with all 3. It was like one really good, one all right, the other one kind of just if you had time. That's really how it worked out. Like for me, it was Hunter, Warlock, Titan. For you, it was kind of like Warlock and whatever you were, or Hunter.
Yeah.
And the Titans kind of just like if I had time or if I felt like using them. But they focus so much, and I think the raids are good. I'm not saying they should be easy. People are always like, that's the point. They just need to have other options. Like, okay, for people like yourself, mate, or like they say, okay, you or like us, it's hard for us to get 6. We'll have 3-man raids or more dungeons.
Right.
And okay, we're like, well, if you do the 6-man raid, let's say you have 4 opportunities at loot.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do the dungeon, you only get 2. Aw, is that for Jack?
Yeah, he's the one.
Aw, he wants attention.
Yeah.
Like, you just got home and you didn't show me love. But yeah, like I think they should do that more. And it'd be fair to be like, look, if you do the dungeon, you only get 2 chances at loot versus 4. I wouldn't even be mad. Yeah. Because if you had to set up a 6-man raid that takes you 4 hours, you should get paid more. I'm all with that. But it should be like an alternative to those that can't do raids to get that gear. Or to get those weapons, because it's annoying when you see his cool raid gear, and sometimes you see friends of yours. There's like a certain friend of yours, someone you're like, bro, you don't even play like that, and you get all this stuff.
Yeah,
and you're like, I'm grinding.
A certain friend that has 1,000 voices.
Oh no, we don't like him. We don't talk about that guy. Nah, that's my boy, but not that. But no, because he has probably more hours than both of us, so I'm not bad there.
Yeah,
but for I know some other people very well, not so much with this latest stuff, but more previously that were like with raid gear, and I'm like, bro, you don't even play that. But I give them kudos, right? They're more active in going to like searching for these what do they call that? What LFG or
LFG?
Yeah,
looking for groups.
They're being active. They're getting on there, but it's the time. To me, it's the time. It's the time of trying to get 6 people to really cohesively get together and do it without having one of them back out last minute because life happens. Then you have that. And then you get in there and it's like 3-4 hours. And if you have a new person, add another hour on,
Yeah. And you know what? Bungie did this to us, and I'm going to explain this. In Destiny 1, we had a clan. We were 60 deep, active. We had probably like 80, and we kind of maxed out at 100 at one point. But active 60.
Nice.
We would have 3 to 4 raids on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then possibly Monday, depending on if anybody needs to still hit, for reset. We would actively have that much. But Destiny 2 comes, and I'm sorry, Bungie went a different direction than what Destiny was in, and people started leaving. We had one raid for the longest time, just one.
Yeah.
And then we get, these littler ones where they put in loot, it didn't matter. So people were starting to because they made it so easy to get stuff. So easy. It was like within a week, if you ran it 3 times or at least on the same character, you can get that one I can't remember the name of the hand cannon that was really good from the raid.
Oh yeah, the one I finally got. Midnight Coup. Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
You know, people were getting Midnight Coup. They were, getting the armor pieces that they wanted. And then let alone
I never did. I didn't get my.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you knew, but Benedict would sell armor pieces every week.
Yeah, but you had to get the coins from the raid.
Right.
So, but that was my issue. Like when I only did that Callus raid that one day. It was me and you together, right? With those with G's friends. That's when I got my midnight. Cause that was my first time ever doing it.
Yep. Just
you know what though? I would love to see how many people like me and like Frank we've had hours in that game, and we've really done like maybe. I mean, we could with this new game, we can count on like one hand maybe how many times we've done raids. To be honest, that's bad. That and again, it's on me too. Like it's not saying it's Bungie's fault, but there's nothing from Bungie allowing us to be able to compete in a certain way. That's why I really like the dungeons. The dungeons I genuinely enjoy because it's really easy to get 3 of us. Really easy. Me and you constantly, and then just find one. And we have a whole bunch of similar friends and friends that we have that we might not know you or some of the ones you have that don't know me, but we can get one of them on and boom.
Yeah.
And when we took your buddy through, as much as I hate Destiny now, we did the dungeon with your buddy, then we did it with G. It was fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time. But I like the dungeons. Personally, and I'm not. This last one wasn't as good as the Shadowkeep one, but it was good enough. Like I was satisfied with it. I thought it was good. I think it wasn't anything.
As much as I hate the ogre part, I think the only thing I really did not like out of that dungeon was finding all the little
the witches.
Honestly,
yeah, I didn't like that either. Yeah,
that's the only thing I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because in a way it's the whole parkour thing, trying to find them or anything. I didn't see like the point in doing
it. Seemed like it just seemed like something to add more time. Like a time adder. Like it wasn't meant to really to challenge you. It was just meant to like if basic, because without that part, I think that part adds like 10 easy, like maybe 8 to 12 minutes to that dungeon, if not more. Because sometimes you find them really easy. Sometimes you're like, wait, did I went through here? Or you're dying too much. You keep slipping. One of those days where your jumps are just not with you.
Exactly.
Like, so I don't know. I think they need to start being more considerate of your regular players, not new players. Your active Destiny players that play a lot, but have something more to keep them engaged, but also keep the hardcore fan. I think that's the issue. They either go way to try to get the new players, or they go way to the other side, and it's like the hardcore, and it's like I can't do it. Like some of this stuff comes out, the new raids come out, everyone's excited. I'm like, yep, half of the stuff that came out I won't ever even do.
Exactly.
And it's again, it's on me for not going on FG and all that stuff. I get that too.
Well, no, it goes back to what I was saying about the clan. Bungie
he's so cute.
Bungie pretty much killed at least my clan.
Yeah.
Because the content that was coming up, it just wasn't that good. And Shadowkeep it came out just a little too late.
Yeah.
There was probably at that point there was probably about 15 of us that were active at that point when it came the Shadowkeep. So we were lucky if we can get a raid in a week.
Yeah, see that's
and then let alone, I'm not knocking Shadowkeep. I think it is one of the better raids that we have gotten, but it was tough.
No, it had its flaws. Like the raid and the DLC itself had its flaws, for sure. when I just praise it because it added so much that it felt like it really
Mhm.
added. It felt new,
The
right?
single player was solid.
Yeah, it just felt new. It was good. Like I like the little, what every week it changed and the mission for
Mhm.
the thing and then the little going to the what do they call that when we used to call it drink the wine and then go
Oh
invisible.
yeah, the tinctures.
Yeah, drink the tincture and then you go into that little portal. Like that was
Yeah.
every week was cool and you could find the crystals. If
Yeah.
you're like a completionist, you can find the crystals and all that stuff. If you're
Uh-huh.
not, then you could ignore it. Like I genuinely like that. It was again, it got repetitive, but it was still at least something different every week.
Right.
Or
It
if you're
had
like, oh,
something for us to do every week.
exactly. And it just changed it up. Like I've done this one, but I haven't done it in like 4 weeks. It was like what 6 of them, I think it
Mhm.
was. So it really felt like, oh, I haven't done this one in a while. So I did keep it somewhat fresh.
And then like you said, the crystals, because we for a while we didn't realize, oh, those things were in those portals or whatever.
Yep.
So we had to go back, and go find them again.
You have to
You
get
know,
you have to complete all the accomplishments. Yep.
yeah. And then the wish ender came out, and you had to use that. So there were things to do, but now it's like, because of the Activision split, I I hate saying this. It they need Activision. I don't care.
You know how bad that must be for someone to even have that in a sentence saying you need Activision or EA or something like
Just
it's bad. But you're not wrong though. That's the thing. Like as much as I want to disagree because I hate Activision and EA and all those companies, you're
Mhm.
not wrong. Because technically, like it was like maybe that of course they're not the best business practices, but at least Destiny was at an okay place at that time. Because even with Shadowkeep, it wasn't the best attempt to get people back, but they used the whole Cade
Yeah.
shock factor to get people back. They weren't dumb.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Because people were like, wait a minute, they're taking out Cade. I'm gonna have to jump on Destiny and see. So they knew
Exactly.
what they were doing, but they did that for nothing because nothing cool came from that at all. Like we enjoyed it for what it is, and that's it. Now
Yeah.
I feel like Cade died in vain, and no lie, I think low key ever since that's when my downhill kind of
Yeah.
started, just because I feel like it was unnecessary. There was no reason. I don't feel like it the dramatic that it was supposed to add to it really didn't. Like his scene was cool. I love that whole scene, him going at it and going down like I love it. Like he goes down like a G. That's just what Kate does.
You
That whole
know,
thing was cool, but
I just realized something. I've been saying Shadowkeep when I've been meaning to say Forsaken this
it is
entire time.
Forsaken. I agree. Both of us, because Shadowkeep is
Yeah.
the new one. New one. That's
Yeah.
right. So yeah, Forsaken
So
was the good one. Shadowkeep
yeah.
was. I don't think Shadowkeep was bad when it first came out.
No, it wasn't. But the problem is, after we finished the campaign, what do we do? It wasn't like Forsaken. There wasn't anything really hidden until the dungeon came out.
That I was gonna say, yeah, the dungeon, the Pit of Heresy, I think it's called now, right? That's the
Yeah.
only that I genuinely like that one. I really did.
Yeah.
It was cool. But even the different like bosses we had to beat every week, like it just the new challenges of beating it in the higher tier. Some of those were weak. That was ridiculous.
To me, that is where it really got me because, I mean, does it smell good? Because for me, I felt like I had to relearn how to play a game, and I was playing the game.
It didn't make it feel good new. It was like not. I don't know how to explain it, but I get what you're saying. Like it was not a good. It wasn't a cool new experience. No. It was like I don't like this at all new experience.
Yeah.
And when we did the super hard, the master one, because Tom really wanted that emblem for finishing it. That was like unnecessary. And of course, and it gets me mad because I say this, and then you get the ones that are like, get good. There's YouTuber so and so soloed it, and you're like, let me be professional. You want to say a lot of things. Reply to that. Like, congratulations, bro. You soloed it probably like 77 tries, and then you put the recording of the one time you did it. But okay. But that was rough. Literally, we had to cheese it. We found that. Remember that rock you could hide behind? And it's basically we had to just cheese it. Like we and what's his name? Dave stayed there, and me and Tom just did as much as we could, died, waited 30 seconds to come back, and
Yeah.
literally did that for about 45 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Nothing was fun about that. And then at the end you get an emblem.
See, this is why I miss the ways of Destiny 1 so much, because when at least I'm going to bring up the raid, the Oryx, yeah, the Oryx raid. Back then, instead of making things just tankier, they added the harder version. There were 8 ogres instead of 6, or they made the encounters different.
Yeah.
Now it's literally like, okay, you need to have this perk, this perk, this perk in order to hurt this person, this type, and this. And wait, what? Oh yeah, you need to go into your artifact. Okay, you need to open that up, and that will enable your hand cannon to work on this type of boss. Wait, what do you mean? Why
did
just
not
a
like
hand
that
cannon?
I don't like
but
that at
next
all.
season, no, you have to use a bow. Oh, why can't I just use the hand cannon perk? Oh, that was last season. Now you need to use a bow and an SMG. What?
And then half the way to beat these bosses are long range. So you literally just limit it. I'm not gonna hand cannon this guy from across the map.
Yeah.
So you're basically forcing people to be reckless. That's what because you have to go up close.
And I
didn't like that at all.
You can't even use your exotics either.
I almost would have rather like it be primary, secondary, heavy, or something.
I am not a fan still of this new, the Destiny 2 archetype.
What other is it?
You can have a hand cannon in both your first and secondary slots, but your secondary slot can only be it's only elemental. You got your heavies, and they don't know where to put snipers, and I really just miss Destiny 2, where in the first 2 years of it, we had Fatebringer as a primary, Arc Elemental.
That was a good gun too.
Oh, heck yeah. That's when I became a hand cannon. It used to be all auto rifles for me until I finally got Fatebringer.
Yeah, I've always been a scout.
But
Destiny 2 was Pulse. Yeah.
But then, Bungie was like, no, we can't have this because, people are, certain people don't have it. And they always want us to use what they want, and it's even more proven now that our weapons are going to be degraded and have a time limit. And I don't know. I hate seeing this game that I spent so much time and let alone like years, and it makes me sad. It really does.
I'm trying to look up. That's what it's called. So what ends up happening to a lot of us that play games like this, or even games that you like microtransaction, you put money into, we fall into that sunk cost fallacy, right?
Right.
Already put money into it, or time, or investment, so I might as well keep going, because if not, it was for nothing. And that's the psychology they use in these games. Like I don't blame them. I get it. But that's basically what ends up happening. You invest so much in it that you're just like, I have to keep going. Like, I have to stick through it. It's almost like sad, not to compare it in a seriousness, right? But it's like an abusive relationship in a sense. Like, you don't need to be going back, but you're going to go back because
exactly
you're invested in it. Like, and that's how they get you. That's why, to me, that whole like 2 weeks off of it was like, it was like a detox. Like, that was the way to like just, because I didn't miss it. Because I remember logging on that one day I hit you up. And you were like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get on. I forgot you weren't getting on for whatever reason, or you're getting on later. And I just got on, and grab the bounties, and I'm like, I'm just not having fun. Like,
Yeah.
I looked at the bounties and I'm like, I'm just dreading it already. I shouldn't get on a game
Yeah.
that's to decompress from life to be stressed out about it. I was like, it might be time.
Yeah.
So I made that change. I'm glad I have. And this
Yeah.
Minecraft dungeon has been like the perfect like transition. I think
Well,
it's still like this concept is still similar, like the grinding a little bit, but fun.
yeah.
It's like you don't feel
Exactly.
stressed. Well, you do feel stressed when you like run out of arrows, but besides that, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. I genuinely really like it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna end it here.
Let's do it, man. No, because we can definitely have some stuff to talk about.
We can argue about this all day, but you know, I'm with George. I'm Mase. This has been a Nerd Geek Section podcast where we're decompressing everything Bungie related. Check out the YouTube. Check out the regular pod. And take it easy.
Have a
Stay
good one.
safe.